The Soul Logistic Radio Show is sponsored in part by True Love and Life Ethiopian Coffee, made with the original Ethiopian coffee bean. For more information, log on to roundtable.health.
Hey, yo, first of all, we got to show mad love to Kendrick Lamar because he stopped by the station and he showed us mad love. So we
Yes.
would never say nothing out the way to that brother Kendrick Lamar. But when you talk about to me, and man, listen, I don't see nobody messing with J. Cole, bro. J. Cole, you know how I am with Cash One, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. I had to put J. Cole right in the mix with them brothers. J. Cole is the problem.
So my student Coco, shout out to Coco, she did J. Cole. Did J. Cole. So, everybody that came, MF Doom, DMX, all these people, because, one of my students picked X, and I was like, oh, they killing the game. Woo! Woo! Then he came, he's like, when they hit Lil Wayne, and he said, real G's moving silence like lasagna. They was talking about the, because, you have to justify it. We have a list. You have to be lyrical. Then you have to point to what's lyrical. You have to see, where's the knowledge? They drop knowledge. We require one record to at least drop knowledge. So where's the knowledge at in the verse? So they have to point to those. And buddy, everybody was cooking. And then Coco came and did J. Cole. The class was saying stuff like, look, they were saying she eating. There was no, and then what happens is this, look, at the end, the class's job is to tell you why. The classes are full of trolls. That's how the class is supposed to be trolls, and they're supposed to just tell you all the reasons why whoever you pick can't be the greatest of all time. When she finished with J. Cole, there was no legitimate argument. None. Like, at the
Really?
end, the class couldn't come out. I mean, we did Jay-Z. Jay-Z was just done. They were like, the Jay-Z argument was this. This is what my student said about Jay-Z. He said, okay, we're going to say Jay-Z is the greatest of all time. Who around here in this class right now says, oh my God, I just got to pull up my Jay-Z song and play it? And tell me what song that is and if it has a feature. So their argument was all of the songs that they really liked by Jay-Z had somebody else on them. That was the first argument. They said that none of them really go out of here Jay record. None of them say. And then I said, but Jay-Z always said he was a hustler, not a rapper. So, when you start talking about that, until you get into the 444, the Ballad of OJ and Touch the Throne, his lyrics are more about how to flip drug money. So when they listened and presented Jay-Z, he did well, but not really well. They didn't look. They wouldn't even include Biggie. He didn't make the list. No one picked Biggie.
Ooh.
I got
Ooh.
49 students and no one picked Biggie. They
What
said first of
what
all,
what's the age and the range of your students?
18 to 30. But
Uh,
they didn't pick Biggie only because they said, not because they weren't familiar with him, they didn't think he had enough material. They said 2 albums, you could look up and have 2 good albums. Like, we need a third album to
what?
include him. That's what
What?
they needed 3 albums. They said
Well,
two
well,
albums
the last one was a double album.
was a double album, but by the rules, it was sold as one, so we couldn't do that. Like, we made rules. So they made the rule 3 albums, and so they didn't want to make an exception. Just like, look, they wouldn't put Andre in there because they said he only wrote half the verses. I can't
Mm.
include Andre because I've never seen him write. He wrote, and they said, "Well, what about the speaker, the Love Below?" And I said they couldn't count that album because it was sold as one album as well. That was an Outkast album. He had no solo albums, so they couldn't include Andre. They
So
stuck
back
to the.
okay, so back to J. Cole and Kendrick. Well, where you rank Kendrick at? And you your perspective, like you tired of the we always got to put one against the other, right?
Well, no, in hip hop, let me say this: hip hop is a non-contact sport. Okay, hip hop has a level of bravado that's with the game. That's what it's all. Look, when we used to be, when you rode the bus in the mornings to school, Doug, when the person did their line, wasn't the goal to have the dopest line?
Right.
So it's
And
always
the most memorable line.
it's always been competitive. The whole premise behind it. Think about it. If you're saying that we were going to not fight, but we were going to battle on lyrics, it's always been. Even when we would be at the basketball court, it's who was better. Woo! Did you hear what he said? Woo! Did you hear what he said? Oh my God, that was dope. So it's always been competitive. I love Cole, Drake, and Kendrick for doing one thing, for them constantly keeping it competitive, for them
Mm,
to, as Kendrick said, sneak diss them. You know, that's all fair to me. The sneak dissing, straight dissing is all fair because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, do you think that if you ask J. Cole who the best rapper in the world is, he's gonna pick anyone other than himself?
mm, mm.
I mean, who would pick? Who would
No.
say, I think Kendrick is better than me? You think Drake gonna say, I think Cole got me? No, because they're hip hoppers, you know what I'm saying? So they're constantly going to always say they're the best. So I appreciate the competitiveness. Absolutely. Um, I think that Cole is easier understood. My wife says he's easy to listen to, and the majority
Maybe
of my
that's it.
students like it because he's easy to listen to. Kendrick is an artist, more so a artist. Like I put him like with Andre 3000. He's like an artist, like Prince. He's over there with Prince, Andre 3000. J.
Okay.
Cole is more like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna go in, give you
But
solid.
why, if that's true, then why do Kendrick win all the awards? The Grammys, he wins almost all awards. J. Cole don't really win awards like that.
Um, Now in my analogy, Cole being the king of pop, meaning that Cole can make really good records that everybody like listening to, that are really good. Kendrick, meaning everything he does is really artistic and thought out and has deeper meaning. Like the fact that you have to put all four of his albums together to know that he was writing chapters and they all come, so all four albums is a book. Like it would take a lot. You have to really be into Kendrick and know and follow him to understand those things. Much like Prince, weird, doing all this stuff, very artistic, plays 11 instruments, you know, but now, in the winning of the awards, that's because Cole is over there at Rockefeller,
Rock
and
Nation.
Rock Nation,
Mm,
and is from Fayetteville. It's kind of like, from a personal standpoint, he seems like a regular dude. You know, and that's his whole niche. He's like, I am regular. That's why I crooked smile. He don't ever want to change. He's like, I'm average. I'm just dope when it comes to rhyming. Kendrick um caters to like a Hollywood scene. The stage shows with the extra slave stuff, all of that artistic things in the background. When he did the show, he had the slaves, they were in handcuffs from prison. That whole thing are things that Hollywood, the Grammys tend to like. His music, the jazzness in it, the abstractness of it. Those are things that they all listen to. And if you remember, in our lifetime, the Grammys always get it wrong. They never pick our
mm,
favorites. So if we're gonna go with
mm,
us, we they're right on point. They're not picking who we love. I mean, so that even helps to prove the point because they pick who they like, who is usually not our hometown favorite. Our hometown favorite, not to even diss Kendrick, because I think from a rap standpoint, I go back and forth just because it depends on my mood. Some days I'm in the
mm.
mood for
Okay.
Kendrick, and I love him.
Okay.
The thing for me, I'm really on Kendrick. My wife and my students tend to think like I grew up listening to Nas. I grew up listening to KRS-One. I grew up listening to Rakim. When you listen to Nas in particular, and Rakim including, you always had to look things up. Nas would say a name or something that you didn't necessarily know what he was talking about. It would require you to go to the library. I remember he said he made a statement. He was flying through the universe like something, and whatever he said was the man who designed the first telescope. Now, no one,
Mm,
the average
mm,
person is not
mm.
walking around with that knowledge. I had to
Right.
look up the name. I said, "Who's that?" So then I had to go to the library, look up the name. Went, oh shoot, he was talking like how he mixed it. That was dope. And then think like, and how did he even know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he even know this? And now I know it. So that's what I think of Nas all the time. I used to tell people I like Nas because you would learn something. I
Okay.
enjoyed learning. My wife and my students would say they don't listen to music to learn, and they don't always,
What?
or they don't always
Well,
want to learn. They want to just be there. And I say that's the difference. When I just want to chill and don't want to think, that's when I can listen to Cole. Because, like, I listened to Cole one day driving from Denver. I listened to it about all his whole catalog like 10 times straight. It was an 18-hour drive because it was very easy to listen to, it was relatable, and I could just ride with a vibe. With Kendrick, it's kind of like your brain has to be put in a certain space to um
di-
absorb what he's trying to give you.
digest. Mm.
Digest, right, what he's trying to give you. So I think they're both dope. I like the fact that they go back and forth though. I think that their punchlines both rock. I think each time they put out a record, that one's winning. When J. Cole put
So
out
let
his,
me let me ask you this: if you were stuck on an album, you were stuck on an island, and you had to have one of their album, only one, who would you pick?
man, I'm taking Mad City. Uh
Oh, for real?
because like you talk, so if
I
we
mean,
go,
I mean, you got one artist body of work. You stuck on the island, and you
oh, one
only can have
artist body of
one
work.
art. The whole body of work. You won't be on, you stuck on the island by yourself.
Um do I have a computer with me?
No, you just got music.
Then
You
I'm
you you
going,
on you on naked and afraid, but you got
I
you
got
got
an iPod. I got
yeah.
an iPod with one collection on it.
Yeah.
Um I'm gonna say that this may not be the answer, but this is the answer I'm going with right now, and it's J. Cole. And the reason I'm going with Cole right now is because um, when I listen to Cole's projects, I don't really skip through them. Again, I probably should pick Kendrick because I'm stuck on an island and I have
And
forever.
you got time to
Right.
try to figure all that out, right?
But you didn't let me bring a book or a dictionary, so now I'm really stuck, like making up. That's why I'm like, oh, then I'm out there and I'm trying to ponder what the answer really is.
Now you're
So,
going crazy because what did he mean this or did he
or
mean
did he
that?
mean
I
that?
don't
Right.
know.
That's why I asked if we had a computer. If we had something that I could do some research with, I'd rather be with Kendrick. But now since you're just making it a listening event, um, but you know what? I think I'll bore quicker with J. Cole. Like after, 2 years, I'll be over J. Cole. It'd be like, man, I didn't listen to J. Cole every day for 2 years. Kendrick, I
You
think I
probably
could
be
get.
you probably you probably be over any artist better say.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go with Kendrick. You know why? I'm gonna go with Kendrick. I'm gonna go with Kendrick because Kendrick provokes thought, right? So with him provoking thought, I think that his music will be more about building, and it'll help me figure out how to get off the island. See, with
Whoa,
Cole,
okay.
I'm gonna be chilling and I'm gonna be mesmerized by the music and just eating my little fruit and be like, it ain't that bad, I'm gonna be 2 years later and be like, man, ain't nobody come yet. Kendrick is gonna motivate me to say, are you really stuck? Are you really stranded on the island? What could you do? Maybe have me teleport. I could manifest into a higher dimension and figure out how to leave the island. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going with Kendrick.
All right, Fat Tommy. Hey, thanks, man. Anything you want to share? You got it?
Um,
You good?
Only that I'm gonna have one of my students come next week.
Yeah, let's do it, man. We'll talk hip hop with some of the students. How dope is that? All right, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.